Alright, I thought I'd make a video, actually tell you a little bit about this truck. I made a few like still picture videos on her, and then the kids made one and actually put up, which I thought was kind of cute. But it's an 87 S10 two-wheel drive that I've took and turned into a four-wheel drive. It's got full-size 4x4 axles under it. It's got a 355 small block Chevy, fuel injected, 700 R4 208 transfer case. The engine is a balanced and blueprinted motor. It's all Eagle rotating assembly. It's got a set of Dart Sportsman heads, a mild roller cam, and that's pretty much about it. I changed the gas tank in it the other night, and I ain't put no gas back in it, so I can't start it. Otherwise, I'd start it and let you hear it. That one's got open headers on it right now, with about 8 or 10 inches of pipe, just enough to get the oxygen sensor put in. The front axle's a 10 bolt, the back's 14 bolt semi floater, 9.5 inch ring gear. It's 6 lug wheel, 6 on 5.5. It's got 38 inch rubber under it. But I've got room. I could run more if I want, but I don't want nothing bigger than that on it. The color's grabber green. It's the same color as the engine enamel Duplicolor makes. I just had it mixed up in more than rattle cans. Like I said, all the panels are OEM, none of it's aftermarket. It's got dual Pro Comp shocks, 2 per wheel all the way around it. I had to make the mounts for it. The ones on the axle, no, but the ones on the frame I did make, and they're off a 91 K1500. The other one is off of a 2-ton Grumman step van, and I modified to make it fit. The front springs are 73 to 87 rear springs. I made all the mounts on the frame myself. Cross member is out of a full-size 85 Chevy. I cut down and made mounts for the ends of it on the frame. I made my front spring cross members. I don't know if you can see underneath there or not, but kind of give you an idea how I made my frame mounts there for my back spring mounts. Again, there's the cross member out of a full-size Chevy that I made the mounts for. It's got a 3-inch body lift on it, as well as all the lift from doing the swap. The frame's been stripped, cleaned, and painted before 15. The whole underseat side of this body, up inside the doors, inside the fenders, up inside the bed between the outer and inner walls, has all been done with like Line-X bed liner. Inside the bed is painted. No way in hell I'm wet sanding it and buffing it. It'll just stay like it is. It's going to get a tonneau cover put on it, and spare tires slid in there under it and mounted, so I ain't going to get too picky about the inside of the bed, really. I might get a wild hair and do it later, but I hand sanded this whole truck. I didn't use a DA on none of it. I blocked this whole truck to prep it, prime it, paint it. I wet sanded every 2 coats on the paint. It's got a total of 10 coats on it. All new brakes, hardware wheel cylinders on both axles, all new ring and pinions, seals and all that. Bumpers and all are original. I made the mounts to lift the bumpers. That's the only thing I taped off and kept. Everything else on this truck, I took apart the doors and everything. And a lot of people probably think, well, did he paint the door jambs? Yes, I painted the door jambs. You know what? A toothbrush, and you wrap sandpaper around the end of it, where the bristles are, with the rubber bandit. You can get into all kinds of little nooks and crannies and sand stuff out. But yeah, I painted all the door jambs. My kids have helped me a lot, especially all of them really. My 12-year-old daughter's come out and she helped with a lot of cleaning on the frame. The oldest boys helped me move stuff around and rub on it. My youngest son, the middle child, is actually the one that did most of the work on the truck. He's fascinated by this stuff, and I don't blame him. I was the same way at his age. As you can see, the shine on the paint That's just after shooting it. It ain't been wet sanded or nothing yet. But I said it's single stage enamel, which it's got a shine. You really shouldn't have to touch it anyway, but I'm still gonna wet sand it. It's got a little orange peel in it, and I've got one spot I got a little bit dry with the paint, and I'll wet sand it out. But like I said, it's got 10 coats on it, and I mean it's got one fog coat, and then it's got 9 good heavy wet coats. And every part of this truck was painted separate from the truck. The fenders, the hood, the doors, everything was painted off the truck, off the frame. So, like in here, it is painted between the bed and the cab, all the way through. You can kind of see in there, yeah, it's painted all the way in. The interior I've got to finish yet. It's the last thing I'm worried about. I've got all new interior from LMC. The only thing I'm missing is the window felts, the window guides that go in here. They don't have a source for them anymore. Right as I get ready to go buy them and I get my new catalog, they're not in it anymore. Chevrolet's got them for $260 a damn door. Now, I'm going to go to the junkyard and see if I can find some that aren't all sun bleached and dried out and dry rotted and make do till LMC maybe finds something. I found some online. They're aftermarket, and they use like milk carton plastic instead of felt, but they're white, and it's just that's hideous looking. I don't want that on there. I want OEM stuff. I don't like using aftermarket, but when it comes to interior stuff, dude, 99% of these you find in the junkyard, these Gen 1s, they're ragged. They're ragged. This one actually was decent. The dash ain't got no cracks or nothing in it. Like I said, this truck only had 67,000 miles and some change on it. It was an Arizona title truck its whole life. So, I mean, it was completely rust-free. I mean, there wasn't even no rust anywhere on this truck. I had to replace one rocker panel because it had a dent in it, and it was right on the body line, and I couldn't get it out, so I just cut it out and replaced it. But I wanted to show my son that you don't need a bunch of money and to do this. I got $3,500 in this truck. Now granted, the axles were free. I got them give to me. I had a junk truck give to me, a couple junk trucks, and I saved the axles. I don't junk axles. These old schools, Dana 44s, Dana 60s, 14 bolts, 10 bolts, I don't junk them. I'll cut them out underneath the truck, just cut the shackles, spring hangers, and pull them out. I don't junk drive lines. I keep those. But junk paid for this truck. You know, here in Kansas City, junk's been about $190 a ton, and it's been that way for about the last year. That's paid for everything on this truck. And right now, I've got it shoved in this little building here. It's an older building. It was here at the house. I dug it all down and I put gravel in here to get ready to pour the floor, and I just never got around to it. I got that part done, new door on, storm door, makeshift door for now till I get a garage door hung for it. But right now, this is where my boy works on his stuff, as you can see here. This is a gold wing that I'm putting together for my wife. She likes these older gold wings. I don't know. I don't question it. Rebuilt motor. I got it in. That's as far as I've got. But I won't knock it. The old motor had 280,000 miles on it, and it still ran. It just had one cylinder. It was getting kind of weak. I will not knock a Honda. I've had Honda 3-wheelers or 4-wheelers. I beat the snot out of them, and they still run. I've actually got one that I've had since I was like 16. It's a 250R 3-wheeler. I think it's an R. I've had that thing, the exhaust glowing orange and stuff on it, cutting donuts and crap, and still runs. My kids ride it now. But that's about all, guys. I mean, I put a backslider in it. Looks like the boy's been rubbing on this side a little bit. That's good for him.